Hello, everyone, and welcome to Quarantine and Paint. I guess some more. I hope you have a drink with you today. I mean, this is not a drink. This is just a little seltzer water. Not a big deal. Hello, people. Oh, this lip gloss is like popping too much right now. Hello, everyone. Hello, whoever is here. If you're not here, hello. Did my makeup a little interesting today? As you can see, today's St. Patrick's Day, so we're not allowed to go out and drink and do what we normally do on St. Patrick's Day. So might as well just put on some makeup because this is just too much. I look way too decorated right now. Yeah, adjust here a little bit. All right. So hello, everyone. How are you? How's it going? How's quarantining going? How is staying in your house going? Hopefully it's going really well, like it has been for me. Honestly, this is what I do normally. So hey girl. I'm glad you have your paintbrushes today. So this is what I normally do. I'm usually just at home doing nothing. So yeah, nothing different here. I feel a little blind right now. Ooh, how exciting. I love that. Wish I had someone to paint with, but I have you guys, so that's great. Yeah. Get my stuff here together. Let me tell you, I struggle trying to find what we're gonna paint. I literally checked like the second before. But I found a really cute image. And I changed the color of it because it was like super red and just red. But I actually wanted it to be, a little bit more colored, I guess. So I picked this. I changed the color of it. It's kind of very bright on the camera, but it's not as bright around here. So it's just a little beach scene with a little, it's actually like purple. I know it looks really blue on here for some reason. Let me see if it'll show up a little bit better on camera. Will it? Come on. There. Well, kind of. Not really. Don't worry. I got you. I know what it's supposed to look like. So that's okay. But like we always do, just gonna wait like a few minutes for everyone to just kind of show up, get their paints ready. So we're gonna be using a big brush like always. We always use a big brush, and these type of brushes, the ones that are like square, are really good for like painting the background. Very, very good for that, these big ones. Also, we're gonna use like a small round brush, which is honestly my favorite brush. This is my favorite brush in the world. It's a small round brush. I love these brushes. And possibly might be using a small square brush as well. And the colors we're going to be using is this ultramarine blue, or any kind of like purplish blue you may have, or a blue in general that it's a little bit warmer, I guess. I don't know if this is warm or cold. I don't know. I'm like the worst artist ever. I don't know what cool and warm looks like. That's why my paintings look like random rainbows. Also, I got this like little kind of like pinkish color. It's like a very light pink. So this is called candy pink. So we got that. So we got our blue, candy pink. Also, if you have a darker pink, that will work too. I know yesterday I was going wild about this. I just feel like this right here This is it. This is like the best pink you're gonna find. So if you have like a bright pink, be great. If you don't, you can use red, and that'll work too. This is why these little things are the amazing, because you can just crumple it up, throw it away. And you're also gonna need black. Black, and you always need white. White is always very important in every single painting. At my job, we go through white. Oh my God, like crazy. We just go through so much white. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be using. I have a small canvas here. I'm actually thinking about making them kind of bigger, so the session is a little longer. I don't know. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I don't know. This is just day 2. Are y'all drinking like me? Drinking seltzer water like me? It's not seltzer water. All right. All right, so we're 6 minutes in. I like to wait till everyone comes, even though who knows if I'm gonna be by myself or with you guys only. But thank you for coming either way. But I'm gonna start pouring my paint, okay? So I'm gonna take my blue, and this has a lot of blue. So as you saw, there's like a whole lot of blue. So we're gonna pour a good amount of it in there if it wants to come out. Come on, boo-boo. Oh, a booger. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, this is like refusing to come out. I'm like squeezing it. Oh my God. Okay, we have a malfunction here. That's okay. Oh wow. The paint is dry. This is just amazing. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, I guess I won't be using this ultramarine blue. And I'm just going to be using another blue. Okay, so let me try to find another blue here that I can use. All right, so I'm going to use this phthalocyanine blue. I guess I'm just going to add white to it. We're not going to go crazy here. All right, so pour my blue. Let me pour my pink, which is rosado in Spanish. Pour a little bit of that. You know what? I never like introduced myself in these videos. Hello, my name is Raynilda. You can call me Ray. I'll be your artist for today. That's what I say at work. And today we're gonna paint a beautiful painting. Okay, please don't be so hard on yourself. This is supposed to be for fun, for quarantining, since we're not allowed to leave the house. Did you guys like see that San Francisco is completely like 24 hours shut down? That's just wild. 24 hours shut down. So now you have to be in your house. So all I'm saying is everyone in this entire planet that has prayed to can I just have a few days at home? I just want a few days at home to relax. I just want to be at home and relax. You know what? You are getting your wish that you've been wishing for. You're going to be able to stay at home and relax. Don't complain about it. Hopefully you're not, struggling, praying that you're not, but telling you, like, this is a good time right now to start something that you've been wanting to do for a long time that you may not have had time for, I'm also going to pour a little bit of purple in here. If you have purple, awesome. This one's called Wild Grapes. Just a little bit. I'm not going to do that much. But this is just perfect time to start whatever that thing is that you've been putting off. Don't just spend your whole time just watching TV and just consuming. Like, spend some time doing something, you know? Move this over. Like I got myself an exercise machine. Look at that. I'm about to be fit. I'm about to be rehabilitated because I got arthritis. All right, so we're gonna paint this sky first, okay? So we're gonna start with the actual sky. But the sky and the water pretty much have the same kind of color to it. The only difference is that it's pretty much the same kind of color, okay? So we can actually kind of create the horizon line, but we're gonna use the same thing that we do on the top, we're gonna do on the bottom. But let's just make the horizon line just so we know that it's there. So we're gonna start by taking the big brush, and I like to dampen my brush. Not super wet. You don't want it to be super wet because then it'll drip everywhere on your canvas. So we're just gonna start with some blue. And since my blue is really dark, I'm going to be adding white to it. But if your blue is light like that other blue, you do not need to add white. So I'm going to take some of that blue. Remember, take it from the corner, never from the center. I'm going to add some white to mine. Okay. And we're just going to make a horizon line. So the horizon line is really high on this one. It's actually right. So this is the center. So higher than the center. So about right here, you're going to make a line. Okay. So once again, I have to stand in front of it because I don't know how to make straight lines. So right in front. Oh, that is not straight. This is going to be erased. So it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just kind of adding that on there. Okay, so once we have our horizon line, we're gonna start creating our sky. Now the sky has is darker towards the outside, the sky and the water are outside towards the darker towards the outside and lighter towards the inside. So I'm gonna pick up my blue on my brush, and since you're painting a big area, you could put more paint on your brush. I won't kill you for that this time. All right, remember, I'm going to add white, but like I said, you don't have to. So I'm going to start with the outside corners. So you can paint this however you want, but I learned by watching Bob Ross, my art dad, that it really helps to make these kind of X's. Because if you just paint it like this, then you don't get a lot of texture in your painting. But if you make it in an X, especially if you add a little bit of white, it just creates more like a variance in the sky. So I'm going to start in this left-hand corner. And like I said, you can paint the sides if you want to, and the top, all of that. But I'm going to leave the center area alone for now. My phone just closed on me. All right, you don't want me to be great. All right. So now I'm going to go to the other side with this darker kind of blue. I'm gonna do the same thing, the X's. X's really help. Oh my God, I've been seeing so many conspiracy theories out there. And I'm just like, people be thinking of all sorts of stuff in this world. But I mean, you know what? I always say, like, who's to say, well, who's wrong and who's right? Honestly. Okay, I'm going to go down here in the bottom as well. So I'm doing it here and over here as well. So yeah, who's to say who's right and who's wrong? I don't know. We're on a damn rock in the middle of the damn planet. I mean, in the damn universe. I saw this picture of the image taken farthest away from Earth. It's called Pale Blue Dot. It was crazy. Like you can like the Earth is literally like glowing, like from the back. It's just like really, really far away. Oh, we're painting this. It was red and I changed the colors. You haven't missed much. So we got blue, pink, black, white, and a little bit of purple. All right, so I am just picking up my blue and I'm just adding it on the sides. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna take my brush and I'm cleaning it on my canvas. This is something that I teach at work. When you want to blend, you kind of don't want to have too much paint on your brush. So I clean it on your, I just did the little tiny bit of water. And I am just taking that little bit of water on my brush and I'm going towards the center, okay? Getting a little higher here. So I'm not picking up paint. I'm picking up a little bit of water. Not too much where it's going to drip all over the place. But remember, this is the darker areas. I'm just kind of going in on the, towards the inside. Painting with the water, okay? All right, so you should just have kind of this like, area right here where there's like nothing there. All right, so now we're about to get, we're about to get fancy. All right, so we're gonna take some blue, right? And we're gonna dip it in that light pink. All right, this light pink though, so nice. This is blue and light pink. All right, so in those areas that we kind of left kind of wet, we're gonna start mixing. We're gonna blend, actually, just like makeup. We're gonna blend. Why am I looking at the screen? You're up there. We're gonna blend, okay? So I'm gonna start right down here in this area, and I'm barely, oh my God, it does not look purple on camera. All right, but it's purple, okay? I swear that this is purple. See, it's purple, all right? I know it's very hard to see. I gotta get my camera situated. I don't know how to do this YouTuber stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna start right here and I'm gonna start making my way towards the center. I'm gonna be picking up more pink as I make my way towards the center. So we're going up to our horizon line right here with our pink and blue kind of mix. This time I'm going kind of side to side. And I'm going very soft strokes. Remember, you do not want to touch your canvas too hard when you're trying to blend. You don't want to pick up too much paint and you don't want to touch your canvas too hard. Okay, so very softly. I'm painting very soft. I know that looks blue, but I swear it's purple. Okay, I'm gonna pick up even more pink. And I'm gonna go up here in this section. Now, if your paint is dry, you might want to add a little bit of water. Okay, just picking up more and more pink as I make my way towards the center. Now, this is where the sun is going to be, and then the sun's reflection is going to be down here, okay? Oh, thanks, boo. It's St. Patrick's Day. Figure I'd do something so I can't go out to drink. Just drink here. So just make sure that as you're making your way towards the center here, that you're picking up even more pink because you want this center area right here to be really, really pink. You see, I'm just very lightly kind of making everything hazy. Whenever you're blending, you just want to take your time. Okay? It is not going to come together that quickly. So right here, same thing. You're doing the same thing on the top and the bottom because that's the reflection of the water. I saw this meme of this guy, Trevor Noah. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go outside and sing because, you know, in Italy, they're doing that. So, and he lives in New York. And he's like, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna sing and we're gonna come together. And someone was like, shut the up. No, it doesn't look bad. There's no negativity in my classes. Listen, this is just the background. Like, as long as you just keep kind of working at it, all you want is just purplish, pinkish right here, and then blue on the outside. If you need to dip more water to help blend, that really helps. Just kind of dip more water. Wish it didn't look so bright. Maybe if I turn this off, you can see it better. No, I did that last time, didn't I? And it didn't work. Maybe if I adjust the camera. The gamma. It's called a gamma. I don't know. All right. So just kind of keep working at it, adding pink right here. And just letting everything kind of blend together. So blend, blend, blend. You can even like smooth it all out like this if you want. This really helps too. God, I wish you can see that better. Oh, whatever. All right, so if you need to add, oh, by the way, with acrylic paint, sometimes you have to do more than one layer. Sometimes you have to do 2 layers in order for it to really like stand out. And that's what sucks about acrylic sometimes, but it's what you got to do. So if you need to, you can clean your brush and go back into your blue, right? And then kind of just rework some areas. Just make sure that your brush is very damp. You don't want it to be dry while you do this. You want it to be just very damp. So I'm just going to kind of go back and very quickly dampen my brush. I'm going to just kind of repaint a few parts that I've already painted. And I'm just doing this very lightly, very scattered. I'm not really worried too much about it looking perfect because it's not going to look perfect, okay? All right. Así y ya. If you need to paint the sides, you can do that as well. All right. So basically, we've done our blue on the outside edges. And as we made our way towards the inside, we picked up that pink. So if you need to see it up close a little bit better. Oh, come on, change colors thing. It really does look purple. I know that does not look like it looks like I just have a pink line on there, but it's not. Like this right here is actually purple, all of this. But I don't know what's going on with this camera. Great angle, Reynelda. Beautiful angle. You know how they tell you not to touch your face? You know how hard that is? Especially when someone tells you don't touch your face. Oh my God, I just want to touch my face so bad. Yeah. All right. So we're going to let this kind of dry for like, I don't know, a few seconds. You can actually kind of pick it up and just kind of wave it around. Or I actually have a little fan that I use. Oh, this is my makeup fan. Just kind of let it dry a little bit. It doesn't have to be super dry, just not like wet, okay? Just kind of tacky. Because we're going to add a few clouds. But the thing is, if you add it now while it's wet, it's just going to move your paint around. And we don't want the paint to move. We want it to stick on there. All right. So just a little bit. Right there. And then, you know it's dry if it doesn't have any shiny spots unless you're using like glossy paint. which I am, so that doesn't help. All right. Ugh. All right. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say all right, but all right. All right, so now we're gonna take our brush again and we're gonna add a few clouds. Okay, just clean your big brush. I love painting clouds. But these clouds aren't like regular old puffy clouds. And we're not adding the moon just yet. I thought it was, this is the sun or the moon? I don't know. Something in the middle there. All right, so let's add some clouds. So big brush once again. And we're gonna dip it in our pink. Once again. See, this is the color that this looks like. But for some reason, it's not picking it up. But it's fine. All right, so let's go in our pink. And you don't want to pick up a lot of paint. Remember to pick up a little bit of paint on both sides. All right, so we're just going to add a few clouds. So let's add a few clouds here. You can add clouds wherever you want. This is your painting. Do whatever you want. But I'm just going to take my brush kind of straight. Let me get a little closer here so you can see what I mean. I'll take my brush kind of straight and I'm going to kind of wiggle it. So what I mean is I'm just going to, because they're very thin clouds, I'm just going to wiggle my brush very lightly. So I'm wiggling it very lightly. My background is still a little wet, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more. So I'm barely touching my canvas. This is supposed to be pink. Well, it looks blue. That's okay. Hopefully yours looks pink. This color just doesn't show up in this camera for some reason. All right, so I'm just going to add a few clouds just kind of by dabbing my brush. Kind of these little straight kind of lines. So you see, I'm kind of like shaking my hand like this. As I paint, I'm going like this. Very lightly. So I'm going to add some here. And I'm also going to add some on the other side. So just very lightly, just kind of dab. Shake your hand as you do it. We're here, just mostly on the side here. But like I said, if you want to add more, you can. And if you want it to look like a little hazier, what you can do is take your finger and just kind of rub it. Just kind of rub the bottom of it. That, and then just kind of rub it. And if you want it to look more textured, then you can just plop paint on there. Just kind of plop it, and then you can have kind of like, you know, when a painting is really textured and it's really cool, like that. All right, so the horizon line has clouds kind of going all the way across. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your brush and going across your horizon line, you're just gonna wiggle your brush all the way across. Try not to make them all the same size. Just kind of wiggle your brush over here. Okay. So just kind of going across here. And then we're going to add a huge cloud. Okay, so the huge cloud, excuse me, it actually goes right here in this part. So just take your brush and like make kind of circular motion. Maybe the trick here is to not add a lot of paint and to barely touch your canvas. That is the trick to painting clouds. Just barely touch your canvas and don't add a lot of paint. So I'm just making circular motion here. Usually a cloud, the sides are a little thinner and the top is a little bit bigger. like that. We got a little cloud. Well, a big cloud, actually. Right? Well, that looks kind of good. And then when you're done with that cloud, you're going to kind of mirror a few clouds down here because this is the water. So, we need to have that kind of like mirror down here. So just take your brush and just kind of mirror a few clouds that are up here. So there's like 3 over here. So I'm just going to mirror it. And then just add a little bit for that big cloud right here. And I'm just kind of like going side to side because when we're painting water, we're actually painting waves. So we want to go side to side. Like that. I'm actually kind of painting like I'm painting like a zigzag. That's almost how you paint water. It's almost like you're doing zigzags. So I'm going to take some over here. And this is that big cloud up there that I'm trying to get the reflection of. Very lightly. Like that. And then I always kind of wait because I'm like, I'm painting too fast. So I need to slow down. So I'm like, hopefully I'm not painting too fast. All right. So since we have this color on our brush right now, let's just make little tiny water waves kind of making our way down. So we're just going to take the corner of our brush and just kind of dab it. So I'm just dabbing very lightly. So we're going to make our way pretty much all the way down, dabbing these. Now, the way that waves kind of work, like ripples of water, is that not only are they smaller when it's farther away, but sometimes they can also be like clumpy, like they're more close together. And as you make your way towards the front, you just kind of separate them more and you make them a little bigger. Now, this is supposed to look very scattered. It's not supposed to look super neat or anything like that. So like that. And I'm painting like from the side. All right. So just kind of add your little water ripples, kind of making your way down. I'm actually going into the blue here. And I'm going to make them a little bigger as I make my way down here. Like so. Also, when you're painting water ripples, when your brush starts getting rid of all the paint on your brush, always look a little hazier. And since you have less paint on your brush, it'll make it look hazier. So on the side here. So I'm still making my way down. I know it's very hard to see. This is what I'm doing. I'm just adding little ripples everywhere. Like that. You just make your way down. You can even just kind of wiggle your brush like this. All right. There we go. I have to fix my camera problem in the future. All right, so we got our clouds, our pinks, our water. We have all those things on here. Maybe just add a little extra here and there, whatever. All right. All right, so now let's add the moon. All right. So the moon is right in the center. It's that pink, but it's a little bit lighter. Does it work if I do this? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted with how bright this looks. Maybe that. I don't know. All right, so let's just take our smaller brush. So just kind of clean up this brush. You always want to clean your brushes, by the way. Oh, it irks when people leave paint on their brush and they just like place it there. Oh, it's torture to me. All right, so you can use the small square brush, which is this, or you can use the small round brush, whichever brush you want to use. So let's just dip it in our pink. Ooh, let's dip it in our pink, and let's just leave it pink for now, and then we'll add a few things later. So the moon is going to be right in the center, right here. So this is the center of the painting. So right in the center. It's just the half moon and the other half moon is on the bottom, but we'll do that in a second. So you're going to start on one end here, and you're just going to make a half moon. So you're going to go up and around and back down. So straight. All right. And then you're going to fill it in. Just kind of fill that in with your brightish pink. That. All right. Whoa. So bright. Oh my God. It looks so bright. So mine looks a little lumpy, as you can see on this right side. So I'm just going to turn it really quick. Just kind of fix it a little bit. You don't want it to look lumpy. You want it to be a really nice half moon. Okay. Let me just adjust mine. You can adjust yours. You know what's a really good trick while you're painting? And you want to sketch something on it. You don't want to use like pencils or anything like that because it just ruins it. Chalk. We use that at work. We use chalk at work. Oh my God. You just kind of sketch your whatever you wanted to sketch, and then it's perfect. You just delete it or erase it. Oh, okay. Here we go. See, that looks more kind of realistic of what I'm painting. Does that look better or worse? Let me know. All right, so for the bottom section, whenever it's inside like the water, we actually want to add the color of the water in our pink. Okay, so what I mean by that is not only are you going to use pink, but you're going to add some blue to it. So add some blue to your pink. So it's going to turn like this purplish color, or you can actually add purple to it if you want as well. If the color is just not working for you, you're making like a purplish kind of color. So that right there. And I always do this too when I paint. I like roll my brush as I mix just to get rid of the excess paint. Like that. All right, so now we're going to do the reflection of the moon. So the reflection of the moon just it's a little bit wonkier looking. So this one's like nice and round. This one's going to be a little wonkier. So it's going to go out, but it's going to go a little lower and then around. Okay. And I know we added all those little waters pieces. So what you want to do is, so you don't cover it up completely, just kind of wet your brush a little bit and kind of thin out your paint. So you want your paint to be pretty thin. So like very thin. And then you can add it. So just kind of start right on the edge right here. So you're going to go down, right? So it's wonkier. So it's going to be longer. So you're making it a longer, way longer in the front. It's almost like you're painting a big old happy face. He's always much longer than that top one. Hold on, let me adjust mine a little bit. There we go. And then once you do that, just kind of take your brush and you're going to paint it, kind of pulling in the colors from the edges. Then you just paint it. So I'm pulling in the color from the edge towards the inside. And I'm just very lightly, like super lightly, painting this in. Very light. See how it's kind of hazy? That's because I don't have a lot of paint on my brush and it's very wet because of the water. So let me adjust mine a little bit down here. Like that. So adjust all the wonkiness that you may have on your water. Okay. And if you find that everything that you've added before kind of disappeared, what you can do is just kind of go back in there. So just kind of take a little bit more of that pink. Let me get some more of my canvas, my palette, I mean. Just get a little bit more of that pink. Okay, and I didn't clean my brush, I just kind of picked it up. And you can kind of just add a few of the little water things. The trick is that you want to continue it from the ones that are on the side. Just kind of to make it look like it's water and not just some item that's sitting on top of the water. So just take some and just see, I'm kind of going outside and inside. Not sponsored. All right, so from there, just get kind of creative with it. Look at your painting. It really helps to just like, yeah, you're painting it, but just kind of like look at your painting and like be like, okay, I want to add a little something here, a little something there. What helps with that is to blur your eyes a little bit. So if you kind of blur your eyes at your painting, sometimes you can see if it's like, if it doesn't look balanced, because you want the sides to be kind of balanced with each other. Like, let's say like I have too much of these lines here and I don't have enough here, you know, you just want it to be kind of balanced out. So blurring your eyes really helps. Okay, these glasses. So just kind of add wherever you need to add. Make little ones up here. Make bigger ones down here. Remember that. And if you want, you can add some more over here. But this is your painting. Like, please be creative with it. Add those wherever you want. Isn't it wild that we are like quarantined though? Like, I just keep thinking about that, and it's just crazy. I had a feeling this was gonna happen though. Like, I literally have been saying for the past year, like something huge is about to happen. Like something like gigantic. I've been saying it for the past year, and like we're here. It's the age of Aquarius. All right, so I'm just going to take some of that pink and just add a little bit of white to it. We're just lightening it up a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little glare to my moon. So right in the center area right here, I'm just going to go across. I'm just going to kind of go across a little bit here just to make it look like it's kind of glowing a little bit. All right, so I'm just kind of going across here. Just adding a little bit of highlight in this area right here. Just a little highlight. I didn't put any highlight today. Actually, I wore this makeup for what? Because, you know, I'm going to go wash it out after this. Because I ain't going nowhere. I haven't gone anywhere for weeks. And that's okay. So, just like that. Little glare on your moon. We don't ever want anything to look flat. You know, you always want to add, you know, a little few extra touches on things. You don't want to just have a flat surface unless you want it to look like a cartoon. If that's like what you're wanting to look like, then please do. All right, so now I'm going to go into my blue. Now, I didn't clean my brush, but you can if you want to. So I'm going into my blue. And if your blue is not dark, then you want to add a little bit of black to it. Okay, so you just want a blue that's darker than your water. So I'm just going to go in my blue on its own because mine was dark and I added white earlier. All right, so we're just going to add a few waves down here. Okay, so you just like you've been doing this, you're going to add dark waves down here. This is just the way that I like to paint water for some reason. Like I just like to add, a light color and then a darker color on top of the base color. And I like to do lines. See how I'm kind of doing those lines? I love to do these lines because we're not trying to paint every single ripple. We're just creating the illusion of painting. And that's how I learned how to paint. Watching who? Bob Ross. I know I talk about him a lot, but that's just how I learned how to paint. Here's a sad story. If you want to hear it. When I first started painting, when I first saw Bob Ross, honestly. So by the way, I'm keeping everything down here. So we were like really poor. I lived in the Bronx, you know how it is. Bronx, New York. So I was like super poor. So, you know, I didn't have any art supplies. I was like 7 or 8 or something. So what I used to do is I used to watch Bob Ross. And then when I used to take a shower and the mirror would be like really foggy, I would take one of my mom's like makeup brushes and I would paint on the mirror and like talk. Like what I'm doing right now, oh my God, that's trippy. Like what I'm doing right now, but I will do it on the mirror with a paintbrush and in the steam of my shower. Dreams come true, guys. Dreams really come true. Look at me now, using real paint on freaking YouTube. This is wild. But obviously, I knew painting was just going to be my thing. It's just something I really enjoy doing. Honestly, sometimes I hate it. It's almost like torture. Painting. But it's like you have to. It's like I have to do it. Like, there's no ifs and or buts. I have to paint. It's like, I almost feel like I have no choice but to paint sometimes. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but that's just how it feels like. It's a blessing and a curse. All right, so I'm looking at my painting right now, and I'm like, you know what? Them clouds, they need a little something, something. You know what I mean? Like we got our blue, we got all that stuff on here. But it's like the clouds need a little something, something. So what I'm gonna do is, I clean my brush, my round brush. I'm gonna go into the pink, and I'm gonna add some of that purple, or you know, some blue, whatever you have. But I'm gonna add purple to it. It's the pink. And I'm gonna take this color. Oh my God, excuse me. And I'm gonna add it on the bottom of my cloud. This cloud is just driving me crazy, and I just need it to be a little darker. And I'm actually gonna go over my moon because it actually went over my moon, but the cloud is supposed to be in front of the moon. So I'm just wiggling my brush. Excuse me, and I'm adding it right on the bottom. I'm even going to add it on some of these because I don't like things looking so flat. Like on the side here. Maybe I'm going to take this color and maybe even add a few extra clouds just with this color. Just to give some variation here. I always tell people to just be creative with it. You don't have to follow me 100%. See, I'm adding some like on top of my moon. And I'm going to match some down here on the water. Because that cloud down there, it disappeared. So I'm just going to have to add it down here. Yeah, see, that makes me feel better. Just adding a little bit of brown. I mean, sorry, not brown. Purple on the bottom of the cloud. And if you want, you can even just take more pink and plop it on the top. Why not? Yeah. We don't got rules here. We just do what we want. If you want, you can even add more clouds. Just be really loose with it. Get really engulfed in whatever you're doing, you know? Don't like, that's a great thing about painting too, that you just get engulfed in it and you just don't think about anything else. All right, so I'm just going to establish my horizon line again because as you can see, it kind of disappeared and it's kind of like wonky. All right, so I'm just going to go into the blue once again with some of that pink. Remember the same kind of color. Kind of like a good, what you want is pretty much a color that kind of matches down here to just split that part. So it's like blue and a little purple. I'm using this. I'm sorry, blue and pink. This right here. So I took some pink. And I'm just going to make my horizon line again. Okay. So just get back in there and just make your horizon line again. Oh. All right, you see how that like kind of separated everything? And I really like this color. I might even use a little bit of it like around the moon. Sometimes adding a little darker color around where the water is, it really helps it pop. See how I'm going very light though? Very light. And I'm leaving space. I'm not doing it in every single corner. Yeah. Yeah. Cute. How you guys holding up? I'm sure you're all doing amazing, okay? Painting is not, supposed to be stressful. I know I keep saying that, but it's not. Oh, my dog's here. Come here, Pepper. Come say hi to everyone. Oh. Oh. Hello. I need a bath. Hello. It's me, Pepper. And I look like I need to be brushed. Say hello, Papootie. She's like, what the heck are you doing? Yeah, that's you on the camera. That's you. All right. All right, so now we're going to do the fun part. So we did our background. Just give it like a few minutes to dry, but we're going to add the trees. Here, I'll pop this up. Oh, you know what? The sky has a glow to it, doesn't it? I forgot all about that. My bad. So, all right. So, in order to make the moon glow, not the sky, the moon, here's a very easy way of doing that. Okay. That took me years to figure out. So, I'm going to take this small brush and I'm going to make it really liquidy. I'm almost going to make it like ink. See that? It's almost like ink. But since the sky has blue on it, I'm also going to add a little blue. Oh, that was too much blue. Okay, so. Oh, my blue is so dark. I hope your blue is not this dark because it's just very annoying. It should look like more like that, not like that. Okay. So very liquidy kind of color, like super liquidy. All right, so you're just going to take this and you're going to go around your moon. So like I said, barely touch your canvas and it is going to go over the clouds and stuff because the whole thing is glowing. You just want it to be very liquidy. If it's not liquidy, it's going to be too much paint and you're just going to be covering things. So very liquidy. And then you take your finger and then you blur it out. So apply, take your finger, blur it out. See how easy that was? Look. And do the same thing on the bottom. So apply, very liquidy, blur it out. Apply. Don't let it dry though. So you want it to be wet. Okay. See how easy that was? Did anybody grow up watching Pappy Druid? That was my show. Pappy Druid, here in Pappy Land. I love that show. If you look him up, he looks exactly the same. It's like that old man he's just been an old man his whole life. It's really weird. Okay, so now we're going to paint the trees. So I'm going to give you a second and just kind of finish that up. Okay, so if you have a fan brush, this will be very helpful. But if you don't, you can just use a square brush. And you can even use the small round brush to do it. But fan brush really helps. I'm not going to use it just in case nobody has it. But if you were to do it, you just kind of dab and it just kind of makes it for you, this brush. Because we're making palm trees. And they're going to be in black, by the way. So I am going to use the small square brush to the palm trees. Okay. So first, we're going to let me just dampen it a little bit. First, we're going to take some black and we're going to kind of create a little hill down here with the black. All right. So I'm going to take my black. Okay. So let me lift this a little bit just so you're able to see it a little bit better. Here we go. All right, so you're just gonna start. It goes very, very low on the corners, and it goes to about maybe like an inch or so down here. So it's not very high. So I'm gonna start right here just so I know where to stop. And then I'm going to, as I make my way to the sides, just make them smaller and smaller. So just a little hill. And then you're going to fill it in. Your little hill. Here. I'm so jealous of people that live by the beach. I love this area, but there is no water except for that really creepy man-made lake where so many people have had accidents in, which I have no desire to visit. And it has really crazy history too. But yeah, no thanks. All right, so we got our little hill there. All right, so there's like a bunch of palm trees on here. Let me show you. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 palm trees. Now you can make as many as you want. You do not have to make 6. Okay. But there's one big one, 2 medium ones, one like kind of smaller than medium, and one tiny one. Okay. All right, so let's just do the big one to start. All right, so the big one is a little bit to the left here, so about right here. So this is the center to the left, right here, and it's kind of curved. And the line, the trunk of it, actually goes pretty close to the top. And I remember to leave space though, because we're gonna be adding all the leaves, so you have to leave space. So I'm gonna start right here, and I'm using my brush angled. So I'm gonna go up, kind of curve it to the left, and then I'm gonna straighten it out till about right there. And sometimes you gotta repaint it a little bit. And also the bottom of the trunk is always thicker. So you kind of want to continue it right here just to make it a little thicker. Like that. So that's the first trunk. We're going to make a few other trunks. All right. So there's one right next to it, right to the left of it. It's a little thinner, but it has the same exact shape. So you're going to start right here. It's going to go to the left. And then you're going to stop halfway. Remember, still make the bottom a little thicker, just not as thick as the other one. Like that. Okay, let's make one that's over here on this side. So on the other, kind of the other side of the moon, right here. This one kind of goes a little straight up. So you're going to start down here. You're going to go pretty straight up. And if you want, you can just curve it a little bit, but it stops halfway, just like this one did. And remember to make the bottom thick with 2 C's. All right. Now you can leave it just like that, but I'm copying the picture. So let's just make one in the center here, just one smaller than these two. So it goes about halfway between. So it's right in the center. Stop it right there. It goes pretty straight. And then the little curve on the bottom. You know what? I don't think I want to add those 2 other ones. Should I? It just looks like too much. The composition is just off, you know? All right, so I'm going to leave it like that and then see what it looks like. And if I want to add it, I'll add it. All right, so to make this the actual like stems, there's different ways of doing it. Now, everybody, I think, paints it completely different. But the way that I do it is, and I'm going to try to copy this, but you just start on the top here, okay? And you make lines that curve. So you kind of curve it, and then you stop. So I'm just making a few lines that curve. So they curve this way, and then they curve the opposite way as well. And then some of them kind of go up higher, and they curve. So same kind of thing the other side. So go up and then curve it. And there's always some in the center that go straight up, and then it curves. And I'm going to add one more kind of curving to the other side. And you can add way more if you want to. Like add way more little stems. But all of them kind of have that sort of kind of same kind of shape. But you can just make them all kind of different. So you can make some kind of going kind of a little wavier like that if you want to. You just curve it however you want. We're not filling them in just yet. I'm gonna do the ones over here. So curve. And then the tiny one. The tiny one doesn't have a lot of ones. They just have little tiny ones like that. They're very small. Very, very small ones. Like that. Now you can use this small square brush to fill them in, or you can use the small round brush, which is what I'm gonna use. Because this brush really helps with making lines, but I think they're just too big to add the actual leaves on it. So I have a very small, thin brush. I mean, round brush. Very small. I just want to do this because it's just so fun. I feel like a beauty guru. All right. So let me just dampen it a little bit. All right. So to paint the actual leaves on there, you have to go with the direction of the stem. So what I mean by that is, so since it's wherever it's curving, that's how you want to add your leaves. So since it's curving this way, you're going to start on one corner here. You're going to start flicking your brush, right? And I am curving with the shape of the stem. That's what I mean by that. Now, some people like to add on one side and then add the other side as well. So if you want to do that, you can. But basically, this is the part where you fast forward the video because this is going to take a good amount of time. My trees tend to look a little hairy, but that's okay. I'm hairy, so who cares? So what I mean by adding by the way, sometimes with black, it really helps to add a little water to it. But what I mean by adding both sides is that you add this side right here, right? And then you add the other side going kind of the opposite way, but you still follow along your shape. So I'll show that again. So you start on one side, going one way, flicking your brush, and then you go the other way, doing the same thing. I noticed that when people paint this in the classes I teach, they tend to like not fill it up, like you want your tree to have, a lot of kind of leaves in there. You don't want to do this. I see a lot of this when I paint, when I teach. Like, what is that? That tree is dying. You need to give it needs some more water or something. You need to fill it up. Make it look like, it's a nice tropical island. I find painting out this very relaxing. So I'm gonna shut up while you do this, while we do this. And yeah, I'll be back when we're done with that. So just do that with every single one. All right, so I feel like mine needs, so I'm looking at mine and what it looks like. I feel like mine needs one on this right side right here, like matching kind of this one. I just feel like it needs it. So I'm just going to add it. If yours does not, do not do this, but I'm just going to kind of match this one on this side. Just to kind of balance it out. It just didn't look balanced to me. Okay. Let me add a little extra one right here. It's all about balance. Yeah. Let me do one over here. This space looks a little empty. All right, so that is this painting. Let's see. Yep. All right, guys. So this is our painting for today. It's a cute little beach scene that you can't really see. Well, I'm gonna take a picture of it and put it on Instagram so you can see it better because you cannot see it that well here. It's missing paint all through here. We can just cover that up really quick. Let me just do that. Let me just cover mine up, but I hope you guys felt at least a little relaxed for the past, hour. That's the whole point of quarantine and paint. And now you have a cute little painting. You know what's even crazier is that whenever you look back at these paintings that you've painted from these classes that I'm doing, you're going to be like, wow, that was in 2020 when I was quarantined. Like, can you remember that? So these paintings are almost like little memories that we're doing because, this is a wild time right now. And I mean, this hasn't happened for, our lifetime. So this is just really a crazy time. So we're going to have little remembrances of quarantines. And so remember, take some time to just start whatever it is that you want to do, because you have time now. You have time to do what it is that you want to do. And all those times that you said, I wish I was home more, do not waste it on watching TV only. And honestly, I watch trash TV while I paint, I do something. Do something with your hands, meditate, do whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. Because if we only have 2 weeks of this, or 3 weeks, even though I've been here for a month, but if we only have 2 or 3 weeks of this, then take that opportunity, because this is what it is. It's an opportunity right now for you to actually achieve some goals that you've been wanting to do. Okay. All right. So let me stop being Tony Robbins here for a second. And so thank you guys for coming again. And I'll be here tomorrow once again, unless I'm like tired, which I woke up at 3 p.m. today. Let me tell you. But I went to bed at like 5 painting, okay? So don't judge me. But bye everyone. Thank you for coming again. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. I can't wait to see everyone's painting. I can't wait to see it. It's probably gonna be amazing, okay? All right, so bye guys. Send me a pic. Bye.